When we stood at this lookout in August, you could barely see downtown Edmonton as it was covered in a thick smoke. That was the case across much of the province as raging fires in British Columbia brought a dark cloud over Alberta.
I can taste it, actually. I'm not noticing it in my lungs, but I can taste it in my mouth.
Yes, the smoky haze made it hard to breathe and see. It ranked #1 on Environment and Climate Change Canada's top 10 weather stories of 2018. It was so bad that several parts of Alberta were above 10 on the air quality index.
It was more polluted in Edmonton, Calgary than it was in Beijing and Delhi. I mean, those are the two most polluted cities in the world. It's like smoking 4 packs of cigarettes a day.
And to top it off, Alberta and most of Canada took full part in a global heat wave that involved 4 continents, which is sitting at #2 on Environment Canada's list. But it wasn't all heat and haze this year.
For 6 weeks, it was like the dead of winter in September and early October, and what a hit for prairie growers.
Western Canadian farmers may have had an early start to their harvest, but an unprecedented snow crushed hopes. More than $4 billion worth of crop was flattened under record snowfall.
This has probably been the worst harvest that we've had, the most challenging one.
#5 on the list is the Ottawa-Gatineau tornadoes on summer's last day. One of the 6 twisters that touched down was the strongest storm to strike anywhere in Canada during the month of September in 120 years.
To think that in Canada we had a more powerful storm than anywhere on earth. It killed 1 person. It did a lot of damage to cabins and cottages, but it was more noteworthy because of the intensity of this particular twister.
Floods were also a big issue in 2018. They take up the number 6, 7, and 8 spots of Environment Canada's top stories. First, there was the spring flooding throughout southern British Columbia, then flash flooding of the St. John River in New Brunswick, forcing people from their homes in late April and early May. And finally, a strong storm hits Toronto hard in August, turning streets into rivers.
Now, #9 on Environment Canada's list was a record cold start to a long winter, and #10 was a cruel cold and stormy April. From Edmonton, Charlotte Saskew, City News.